r/AskReddit is looking for moderators.
F in the chat for anyone with no 5,000 karma.
What is something you got rid of years ago that you wish you kept?
Gained weight, threw out a bunch of too small clothes, lost the weight again, had to buy all the small clothes again. I sold a beautiful 12-string guitar. Traded it in. Didn't even get my money's worth out of it. Got an amazing Takamine 6-string out of it. But I wish I had just saved some more money and kept the 12-string as well.
Some of my old Polaroids. It would be nice to look back on. I could have scanned them or something at least.
I once dug a fossilized turtle shell out of a creek bed near my house when I was a teenager. I wish I still had it. My 1993 and 1994 Magic the Gathering cards.
Confucius once said we all have two lives, the second one starts when you realize you only have one. When and why did your second life begin?
Just now. I realized I was a crazy ex and immediately switched that shit around.
The first one hasn't even started.
After having a stroke, I became much more determined to do stuff. I'm much more aware that YOLO. When my son was born.
What did you want so badly to be good, but just wasn't?
The game Brink.
The movie version of The Giver. I think Jeff Bridges did a great job, and it's a visually appealing movie, but they didn't need to add in the romance. They should have stayed true to the book.
Moon shoes.
The fried chicken at Walmart. Like 4 out of 5 times I buy it.
I always pick the wrong thing in restaurants and the badness seems to be directly proportional to my level of hunger.
A beer that a local brewery made that was a white chocolate stout. It tasted like a bag of nickels. Aragon movie.
Girls, what do you think would be the worst part of being a guy?
Being hit in the nuts.
Having little to no agency in your dating life. Ask any man who has done online dating and they will tell you how absolutely barren it is trying to find someone who will match with you and keep a conversation going.
I didn't see this mentioned by any women here, so I will. Adult men have almost no physical contact with other human beings if they are in a relationship.
As far as previous values in our society, having to make the first move on a girl to ask her out.
Being made fun of for crying or showing emotions. That and getting kicked in the balls.
Having the big sad.
People who live in vacation destinations, Paris, the Bahamas, etc. What is the most irritating misconception about where you live?
I live in Las Vegas. Listen. What happens in Vegas stays on the internet and also in the stories of every local who saw you do it. Don't do stupid shit. Not all of New York City is as crowded as the touristy areas. The vast majority of us aren't navigating through Times Square as part of our daily commutes, but mad sympathy to those who actually have to.
I live in California. Non-Californians be like, oh wow, I love all the palm trees and the beaches, you are so lucky. I live in the middle of a desert. Nothing but dirt, Joshua trees, 70 miles per hour winds, and sagebrush.
Users who upvote questions but don't answer them. Why?
I'm always so fucking late to the question since it's in my general feed that my answer would get swamped anyways, like this.
Because I have no answer but I wanna see it so good so I can see other people's answers.
The system seems to work just fine without my interference. Because it's a good question but I can't answer it.
Missed opportunity for everyone to upvote but leave no replies.
Because Reddit is intimidating and I'm afraid to be bullied, not gonna lie.
What's the worst legal thing you can do?
Marrying someone you don't love. Imagine finding the love of your life, getting married and maybe even having kids, and then they tell you they never loved you, and you built your whole life around them for nothing.
A parent keeping their kid from the other parent when there's no good reason to and leveraging the courts to do it.
Schedule people to work 39.5 hours a week.
Ask people for credit card details in the street for donations to charity.
You can spray tan a baby, totally legal.
To the psychologists of Reddit that have seen Joker, what all mental illness did you see Joker struggle from? And what would the correct term be for the illnesses?
I actually want to know the answer to this.
Which propaganda effort was so successful that people still believe in it today?
That you should spend 1 or 2 months' salary on a wedding ring. Propagated by the diamond industry. The USDA food pyramid.
That we swallow an average of 12 spiders a year in our sleep. It was published as an example of how people will believe anything they read. The next day there was a retraction printed explaining the study. No one remembers the retraction.
Detoxes. All of them. Taking a dump and having a leak are your body's mechanisms for removing unwanted materials. And they work very well left on their own.
Anything to do with diamonds or the amount of money that needs to be spent on an engagement ring.